Well, I think, first of all, that the two documents which were issued today speak for themselves, and we are very pleased with the outcome of our discussions of the past 48 hours in the Security Council. We do have an important presidential statement in support of the mission of Kofi Annan, and we do have an important press statement of the Security Council condemning in the strongest terms the terrorist attacks which took place in Damascus and Aleppo within the past few days. We're very pleased that the Security Council has finally chosen to take a pragmatic look at the situation in Syria, and we are very pleased that we have a process which we hope will continue and will bring about a settlement of the crisis in Syria, and will lead to an important Syrian-led political process in the country. Please.
When you say the word initial in the statement, what do you mean by the word initial?
Because as the process continues, it's something which comes from Mr. Annan, because as the process continues, he may have some additional proposals on it. So,
what do these two statements say about Russia's stance on the situation in Syria?
That it continues as it has been all along, because it corresponds exactly to our understanding of the situation and of the need to end the violence as quickly as possible, to engage all the parties in dialogue, and to move a Syrian-led political process.
Do you see it as an evolving stance?
I'm sorry?
Do you see your stance as evolving or changing?
No, I think that it exactly corresponds to what we have been advocating in the Council from the outset of the crisis.
Would you support now a political transition in power in Syria?
We will support a Syrian-led political process. This is the aim of Kofi Annan's effort, and we'll support whatever the outcome of that process might be.
What about the delaying of the press statement? What about the delay? I mean, it's a procedural matter, but the press statement was proposed. It was described as the standard anti-terrorism press statement. The UK said they had amendments. Were any of them adopted?
Well,
and what do you make of it?
they had amendments. We immediately adopted those amendments. We expected the press statement to be issued yesterday, but somehow they decided, even with their amendments adopted, to wait till the presidential statement is adopted as well, even though we were prepared to adopt a presidential statement yesterday, but others needed to have instructions from their capitals.
What's your understanding about the Arab League initiative, especially the resolutions taken by the Arab League area? Are they inclusive in this statement?
Well, listen, you need to look at the text of the presidential statement, and you need to look at the mandate of Mr. Annan as described by the well-known letter of the Secretary General of the United Nations sent to the President of Syria.
What is the difference of these changes in the PRST to further steps instead of further measures and no 7-day reporting?
Well, I think it's self-explanatory. It's steps is a much more general term than some other terms which sometimes are used in different contexts.
Mr. Ambassador, this text was pretty strong. It could have been a resolution. Would you have voted if it had been?
We said from the outset that we are prepared for both formats. We said, I mean, Foreign Minister Lavrov said publicly that we wouldn't mind having a resolution. For us, the content was important, and the content is in support of Kofi Annan's effort, and we are in very close contact with Mr. Annan. We appreciate his having undertaken this very difficult task. We are very pleased that his staff is being filled now. We are very pleased that Mr. Gaino has been appointed a deputy of Mr. Annan. We hope that he is staffed fully by the Secretariat of the United Nations, and we have been pushing things in that direction. So, as far as we know, they're having his technical mission in Damascus is having good discussions with the Syrian government. There is, at least to the best of my knowledge, still something of a missing link, because one important element of the presidential statement today is the need to engage the opposition and opposition armed groups. And so far, I'm not aware of sort of much success in engaging them. And this, of course, is something which is going to be crucial if the political process, Syrian-led political process, is established with the help of efforts by Mr. Annan.
What about this first, the deputy Nasser al-Kidwa? I've heard that Syria said he can't come in because he represents the Arab League.
Well, you know, I think Mr. Annan needs to deal with that. It's none of my business. I don't want to comment on that.
Another thing regarding the arming of the armed groups. I mean, some countries have expressed openly that they will send weapons to these armed groups.
It's not just expression of intention. We know that this is happening. that weapons are being sent illegally into Syria. We are disturbed about it, and I think one of the premises of Mr. Annan's effort is that there should be no further militarization of the conflict. There is a need to stop violence, to stop fighting, and of course sending in weapons is pushing things in an opposite direction, and it's very unhelpful. Thank you very much.